Plates ready? This is Food School, Smarter, Stronger, Leaner podcast. Want to feel amazing, love the way you look in the mirror, and perform your absolute best in the gym, at work, and in life? You're definitely in the right place. Food. It's you. It builds every single cell of you. And if there is one thing every human being must master, it's food. Because at the very least, eating, you do it every day, several times a day, every single day. You might as well get good at it. I'm your host, Shurina from createyourself.today, your personal nutritionist and plate watcher, your diet guide and explorer, your fat loss coach and food inspector. And just someone with a lot of passion and obsession and curiosity for healthy food, healthy diets, nutrition, optimized human performance, everything and absolutely anything you put in your grocery shopping cart, your fridge, on your plate, and in your mouth. It's my business. Food School, on a mission to help you eat better daily.
It's the last time I talk about food. It's the last time I talk about food.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Food School Smarter, Stronger, Leaner podcast. Today is Wednesday, middle of the week. Stay with it, guys. You can do it. I know you can. You know you can. Just push through any resistance and any self-doubt you might have. So that's my middle of the week motivational talk. Today, as promised, we are doing a little bit of reading and book reviewing of this new book by Dave Asprey, probably one of the fathers of modern biohacking. The book is called SuperHuman, and it's all about how to enhance our biology, our physiology, and our mental capacity to live life as the best version that we can be. And when we become better, then life gets exponentially better too. And for example, that's why I'm so passionate about healthy eating, healthy food, nutrition, because this is one of the foundational aspects of the best self you can be, because you're made from food. Some of you, or maybe a lot of you, not sure, might think that food is fuel. And food is fuel, but it also building material. Like every single cell, every single hormone, every single piece of you, nail, hair, your heart, your stomach, everything is made of cells. And cells are made out of food. Like your body does not create things out of thin air. You use building materials, your food, to build yourself up. And somewhere in 7 to 10 years, every single cell of your body is being replaced with a new one made of the stuff that you eat. And if you eat low quality stuff, or constantly not eating enough what your body actually needs to build this robust machine, human body, and also human brain, of course, then you're just not going to be your best. And to that point, I want to read to you something from the book right away. So, SuperHuman by Dave Asprey. I wanted to figure out what made them tick, what quantities these superstars had in common, qualities these superstars had in common. The results showed that high-performing people know that getting their food right is the number one human upgrade, even though different people found that different foods work best for their individual biology. Nutrition is essential, not only for superhuman biology, but also for superhuman success. So yeah, Dave also agrees that food is hugely important. And he interviewed a lot of millionaires, billionaires, and just really successful people in their career, in their profession. And they all, at the end of the day, focus, they might not focus it right away, but the more successful they are, the more they want to get out of themselves, the more they focus on the foundation. And one of the foundational practices is healthy eating. So in his book, he focuses first on how to not die. And he names 4 major killers that are actually statistically 4 major killers. Basically, besides, the accidents and everything, these diseases, and most of them are related to our lifestyle and our nutrition, kill most people. So number 1 is heart disease. Number 2 is diabetes and all sorts of metabolic disasters. Number 3 is Alzheimer's and all sorts of brain and neurological diseases and conditions. And number 4, all sorts of cancers. So those are 4 major killers, and all of them are related to our diet. And so in the first advice practical section, he gives a little bit of overall advice how to diminish your chances of dying of those diseases. So let's read some of them. Consider getting anti-aging drugs like rapamycin and metformin from your doctor. I personally do not agree this is, one of the first things you should do, but those are the drugs that more or less proven to have some positive effects on our metabolism and on our longevity. Stop eating fried, grilled, and charred meat. It's not worth it if you want to live long, high-quality life. Manage stress. Meditate, practice yoga, get good quality sleep, and or delegate tasks that are draining you. This is not indulgent or selfish. It will literally help you live a longer and fuller life. Consider supplementing with vitamin D to help your body avoid forming dangerous misshapen proteins. Do what it takes to find out which foods are not compatible with your biology, either through an elimination diet that we talked about on this podcast or a food sensitivity panel, and stop eating those foods. So I couldn't agree more. I kind of figure out what foods work for me, and the less of those foods I eat, the better I feel, and the less cravings I actually have for those foods or any other foods. Next, let's read some more food-related advice that he gives in order for us not to die from these diseases: heart disease, diabetes, Alzheimer's, cancers. Avoid all conventionally grown grains, produce, and animal products. Even better, skip grains altogether and opt for tons of organic vegetables, limited organic fruit, and meat from pastured animals. Don't eat fried stuff, ever. Eat enough protein from pastured animals, eggs, wild fish, non-allergenic plants for tissue repair, and additional 20 plus grams of grass-fed collagen. And don't fry, char, blacken, or barbecue meat. Next, he gives a few recommendations for the amount of protein that, from his perspective, everyone needs. So for lean people, that's 0.5 grams per pound of body weight. For obese people, that's 0.35 grams per pound of body weight. For pregnant women, it's 0.6 grams per pound. No matter how much fat or how little fat you eat the right ratios. So he focuses specifically on the ratios of different fatty acids that for a lot of you guys might be a little bit overwhelming, to count the kind of fatty acids, not just fat, but also the kind of fatty acids you actually eat. So Dave recommends 50% saturated fats, 25% monounsaturated fats, like fats you will find predominantly in olive oil or avocado oil, or macadamia nuts. And then he recommends 15 to 20% undamaged omega-6s and 5 to 10% omega-3s. So yeah, omega-6s, we need them, but we need them from food, from things like natural foods, animal products, fish. They all contain some omega-6s, but then also nuts and seeds are also quite high in omega-6s. And then, of course, he recommends 5 to 10% omega-3, including EPA and DHA from fatty fish, of course. If you are fat like I used to be and want to live like a superhuman, eat 50 to 70% saturated fats, 25 to 30 monounsaturated, and only 10% omega-3s and omega-6s with EPA and DHA predominantly. On some days, limit your eating window to 8 to 10 hours a day based on what works best for your schedule. So some good options: 12 to 8 p.m. eating window, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., and then have breakfast sometimes, especially if you're tired or stressed. Don't eat after dark. And that's what I follow, except for my eating window now is shorter, but sometimes I do have breakfast. If I feel especially stressed, I'm not going to starve myself. I'm going to go and eat. Teach your metabolism to be flexible by having ketones present in your system every week. Practice a cyclical ketogenic diet that we talked about yesterday. So tune in if you want to learn more about that. Cyclical ketogenic diet by fasting, avoiding carbohydrates for a few days, or adding energy fats to your food or coffee that convert to ketones. And by energy fats, he means mostly MCT and grass-fed butter. The next one that we're going to focus on is sleep. Dave talks a lot about sleep. And, I also always, whenever I start working with any client of mine, we focus on sleep first and foremost. And whenever I see that sleep suffers for one reason or the other, I usually stop all the other recommendations until we figure out how we can fix a certain sleep problem, because it influences everything from your brain health to your heart health to your metabolic health to your blood glucose levels to your insulin levels to your inflammation levels, how much cravings you have, especially for processed food. So all of that is influenced by sleep. And I feel like if we do not focus with my clients on sleep, then we just are wasting time trying to work on other aspects, because a lot of my clients actually lose weight just by fixing their sleep. Like, they do nothing else but sleep more, sleep better, have better sleeping routine and light routine, and they lose weight just like that. So for sleep, bottom line, how not to die. When you know you didn't sleep well the night before, choose an activity that helps you recover instead of something that will stress your body even more. For instance, choose yoga over a heavy lifting day at the gym. Improve your sleep hygiene. Keep the temperature cool around 68 degrees. Use blackout curtains and develop a nighttime routine so your body knows when it's time to wind down for the night. Here I want to add myself, guys. So cold shower before bed helps you to cool down your core. That helps you to fall asleep. If you don't have blackout curtains, or if you're away, if you're in a hotel, you can use sleep mask. Just find good quality sleep mask that doesn't put pressure on your eyes directly, and use it when you don't have blackout curtains and there is too much light coming in, because that disturbs your sleep, that decreases the quality of your sleep. And then also, if it's noisy, guys, even if it's not noisy when you go to bed and you can fall asleep, your sleep will be lighter, and you might wake up without even realizing it because of some noise. So use earplugs. I use earplugs all the time, because our world, unless you're sleeping in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the woods, our world is just too damn noisy. So earplugs, sleep mask, I never go anywhere without it. And always try to make your room cool, 68 degrees Fahrenheit or about 18 degrees Celsius, 20 degrees Celsius. Reduce your blue light exposure at night any way you can. Dimmer switches, red LED bulbs, and special glasses are the best choices. So basically, dim your light. I usually, no matter where I am, I use side lights after dark to prepare myself for sleep, not overhead lights. And also I try to use the lights with more red and yellow tints, not some blue bulb shining in my eyes, and then I have filters on my phone and my computer, apps that block all blue lights, and an hour before bed I try not to use any screens as much as I can. Yeah, those are the best practices that all of the top health professionals, biohackers, advise all of us to do, because light matters for our mitochondria, for our sleep quality, for our overall health and energy levels the next day. And the next part is more about light, guys. I like to call these practices light hygiene. And in all of my content, working with all of my clients, I try to focus on that very much too, because that really makes a difference for your energy levels and your appetite. That's what I found if you have proper light hygiene routine. And as a coach, I don't want to work with my clients when we do things that compromise our results. So, for example, if we do not follow these basic rules of light hygiene, then we basically are compromising our results, and it's like working against ourselves. So light hygiene is also something I'm very much aware of, and I teach this also and try to practice it as a religion myself, because I just feel better. I have more energy, I have less cravings, and that's why I'm able to stick with all my exercise and nutrition experiments and do a lot of work at the same time. So number one, make sure you're exposed to some red and infrared light every day, or aim for 15 to 20 minutes of natural sun exposure a day. Protect yourself from junk light by changing the bulbs in your house, and get some glasses that block some, but not all, blue light. Don't be afraid to wear them indoors after dark, those glasses. By the way, those are True Dark glasses. You can find them online, and there are other glasses that block partly or fully depending on the situation and the kind of those red glasses. They usually have some sort of manual that they will tell you how to use them properly. So those glasses help you to protect yourself from blue light at inappropriate times. So for example, if you're flying at the airport, right, but you want to get some sleep, maybe you fly in at night, but it's already kind of dark, and you already will be disturbing your circadian rhythms, your biological rhythms. So those glasses are great for those situations, but also when you're outside and can be exposed to blue light elsewhere later than the ideal. So amazing glasses. I'm gonna get myself a pair of those as soon as I'm in a place where I can get them delivered. Consider trying an infrared sauna to aid in detoxification and boost your mitochondrial function. For help with wound healing, muscle fatigue, or tissue repair, look into red and infrared light therapy. And if your concerns are primarily skin deep, yellow light therapy may be an easy fix. So these are all about lights, guys, but also in this chapter on light, Dave talks a lot about exposing yourself to natural lights for 15-20 minutes before noon. That is an amazing practice that also helps with mental health, as some Navy SEALs confirm. So I highly recommend you to practice that. Go outside in the morning for 15 to 20 minutes, or at least for 5-10 minutes. Do something every single day. Since I started practicing that, I always my mood is always better, compared to times when I don't do that because maybe I travel or because of some other reasons. So now it rarely happens for me, so I don't get outside. So for example, now it's 7:55 a.m. and as soon as I finish this podcast, I'm gonna be going out and getting my sunlight. And guys, it doesn't have to be sunny. You just have to be outside, or if you have a balcony, if you're exposed on that balcony to natural light, not behind windows, but if it's an open balcony, then you can do that too. You can expose yourself to light that way and maybe have your cup of coffee or read newspaper on your balcony. If you're lucky to have that kind of balcony, then it's amazing, and stay there for 15-20 minutes before noon. So that's it for the first part of the book that is called Don't Die. All these practices that we read and talked about will help you to at least be a pretty healthy human being, especially compared to a lot of other people who do not maintain, practice healthy habits, healthy eating habits, healthy lifestyle habits. So, and these practices will help you not to die from these 4 major killers: heart disease, diabetes, Alzheimer's, and cancer. And then on Friday, actually, guys, we're gonna talk about the last 2 parts of the book that are called Age Backwards and Heal Like a Deity. So stay tuned for that if you want to live younger for longer and start aging backwards. And on Saturday, we're gonna have our guest episodes. Tomorrow, Thursday, we are taking a break and flying to Paris. And Friday and Saturday, stay tuned, guys. Thank you for tuning in today. Re-listen to this episode to really seal this knowledge in your head, because this is the basics of healthy human body and brain maintenance. So if you have any questions, reach out. I'm gonna give you the details on every single thing that you didn't really get. You can also schedule our express session where I can answer even more of your questions in more detail. So reach out, guys. Be and live as your best self. And as usual, till next time, eat better daily.